we're gonna need to have a very honest and very uncomfortable talk by the end of this video. It's bait. It's just bait. It's rage bait. That's all it is. It's just rage bait made with every intention to upset as many people as possible, which probably felt like a good idea until he felt the repercussion of his words. And the worst thing is this another classic case of Schrodinger's hot take? Depends on the feedback. It's either a hot take, a controversial take, or it's just a hee-hee trolling, a little joking here and there. You know what I mean? But honestly speaking, going after the biggest people will attract you the biggest hate. The magnitude of retaliation that's coming your way will be proportionate to the people you pick with. You're fighting with the big dogs. The moment I saw the intro video making its round on Twitter, I know this is not going to end well. The thing is, when you attack the biggest people in the industry, the magnitude of retaliation will be proportionate. And now we have people spewing racist messages on Twitter. And while that is okay, I really condemn that. I honestly believe that a good portion of that are not from genuinely racist people. The thing is, attacking people, especially misrepresenting innocent Japanese streamers, it will come with retaliation due to annoyance or anger of their viewers, especially when you willfully and with malice try to misrepresent them. Surprise, surprise. And now that these people are angry, they will naturally retaliate. And their weapon of choice right now is just anti-black racism. It's not that they're genuinely racist, but they're just picking this as their weapon. If this slandering dude was representing any other demographic, then Twitter would have adapted to other weapons of retaliation of choice. It's just unfortunate for the black community that this time is anti-black racism. By the way, let me be straight with you. I'm not arguing this he's wrong. I'm arguing the way he delivered the message is wrong. I'm saying he have a point. Are there issues of racism in the Vtuber community? Yes. Is this how you should raise the concern? No. You see, the thing is, no matter how right you are, if you're forcefully yelling in everyone's face, in the end, you're gonna end up making more enemies than allies. You are literally converting neutral people against you. Are there racism in VTubing? Yes, of course there is. Absolutely there is. There's racism towards everyone. I've witnessed racism towards Japanese people, white people, Chinese people, Hispanic people, black people. People of every race and culture have experienced racism. And yes, I did say white people. White people have been receiving racism as well. Go to 4chan. Look at all the times people called streamers as Western whores. Westoid whores. Right? Should we deal with this? Yes, absolutely. But this is not the way. And another thing I've seen this controversy stir up is Japanese people and N-word. I've been seeing the past few days a lot of people on Twitter not realizing how little most of the world know about the N-word. Yeah, the Japanese girl said it while playing GTA. They don't know what it means. And if they know what it means, they don't know how sensitive it is. They don't know the weight of this word, or the nuance of it, or what it entails. They don't understand. And this is going to be a very uncomfortable conversation with Americans, okay? Let me preface that not all Americans are like this. I know a lot of Americans are aware of how the world is outside, right? I know a lot of Americans understood this. I know you guys know you're not the center of the world, and you guys know you're not the only country out there. But you have to admit, some people on Twitter really do think like that. The thing is, a lot of the world don't understand this very American conflict, okay? I've seen people on Twitter going, but they consume our media. Yeah, but do you understand every word and nuance and meaning of a Japanese lyrics to a Japanese song? No. And if you do, good for you. Now, how many people in your hometown does, right? You're gonna be the odd one out. It could be you in the entire state even. You could have been the only one in your vicinity that understood these things. Now imagine that and think of a whole continent of people who are like that. There might be a few Japanese person who understood the weight of this word, but it's not going to be a whole country. They consume our media, yes, But which kind of media? GTA is just a silly pew-pew game to them. They consume our media, yeah, but like, is it fucking Transformers? You know what I mean? Is it actually just Fast and Furious? You know what I mean? They consume your media, that's true. But how? Imagine how much have been localized. Imagine how much nuance is lost in the localization process. Imagine how much of your movie did not made it outside your country. They did consume your media, but it's most likely Transformers. The thing that you have to understand is, they don't know the meaning of this word, and they don't need to. Even if they consume your music, which have this word inside the music, they just sing it. They don't care what it means. They don't even care what the lyrics are talking about. A lot of times, people don't even care what the lyrics are talking about. They're just singing words, man. You know what I mean? Yes, they consume your songs, but how much of that is actually Taylor Swift? And good lord, how much of that is actually just Ed Sheeran? Not even from your country. You know what I mean? And I've seen people go, they have access to the internet. Yeah, let me give you an example. My country, right? Thai people, we have a website called Pantip. Do you know of Pantip? No, of course you don't. You don't know what Pantip is because you are not from that side of the internet. Now imagine there's a whole side of the internet you've never seen before. If the world is a Rubik's Cube to you and you've only lived on one side only, you would assume the whole cube is red. But it's not. There are many sides to the internet. Thai people, where I'm from, they woke up, they used the Thai corner of Facebook, the Thai side of Facebook, the Thai side of the internet, interacting with Thai people, Thai content, and a lot of them never coming into contact with your side of the world. I've seen a person say that, stop infantilizing Japanese people. No, we are not infantilizing Japanese people. You are from the opposite side of the world. I'm telling you right now, as someone sharing their continent in the area, kind of knowing what it's like, and honestly more than so than you are saying that them not knowing is infantile. That is racist, entitled, and ignorant. People on Twitter are acting like the VTube community have to understand this. They don't. The thing is, the VTubing community is not America. It is much, much, much bigger than America. It has people from all over the world with many culture, and many culture have problems of their own. But this is exactly like the whole Chinese Taiwan problem. You're bringing your politics to an international space where other people don't care. And my god, the amount of similarities I can draw on between superpower countries are so astounding. You guys think you're different? You guys are not that different. And I'm not telling this to the Americans who understood it. I know you guys get this. I know you guys understood this. I'm not telling this to you. You're good, my bros. But I'm telling this to the screaming ones on Twitter. Just because the algorithm never exposed you to the other side of the internet doesn't mean it didn't exist. A lot of these Japanese people will wake up, look at the Japanese side of social media, seeing only Japanese content, interacting with only Japanese people, and going to only Japanese websites. Yes, they have the internet. But why? But why do you feel like they're required to look up your problem? Do you know every single one of their problems? Of course not. Do you go around caring about every single country's problem? Of course not. Obviously. They have their own politics. They have their own issue. They don't have to care about your racial politics. This is a very American thing, and you should contain it in America. But honestly, hell, at this point, a lot of Americans are probably exhausted of it too, you know what I mean? They just want to watch cute 2D girls doing silly shit, you know what I mean? Is this a problem? Yes. Is this issue real? Yes. But it's an issue in your corner of the world. If you want people to respect you, you need to make them care about you, not attack what they love. These streamers are not ignorant. It's just not relevant to them, okay? To demand that they must care illustrate a level of stupidity, borderlining severe mental retardation. Right? They don't have to care. It's not relevant to them. The VTubing community is an international community. It's a global community, and it is massive, with people from various culture, each with their own problems to care with. Think about it. When you say VTubing community, do you think it consists only of the Western side? No. The VTubing community consists of people from Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, Taiwan, Korea, Japan, Mongolia, Russia, the entirety of Europe, China, India, Africa, the Middle East. It is so much, much more than the Western world. It is so much, much more than the Western world. You have no idea. But just because the algorithm never showed you that. To demand that they must care shows a level of narcissism, a level of main character syndrome, and ignorancy that is absolutely dangerous. And I'm going to show you why. Let me show you. Do you know why? Let me show you why. America doesn't even make up 5% of the global population. Think about it. 95% or more of the world is not involved in your shit. 95%. Do you know how big is the number 95%? And this problem, this N-word problem, is only relevant to 14% of America. How small is that number in the larger community? It's not even 1%. And you demand everyone must understand your struggle. Why? For what? What is the purpose of this? Why? What is it? You don't understand the mind-boggling amount of people out there that will never meet a single black person, or a single Hispanic person, or a single American person in their life. They never interact with Westerners. They never interact with the English-speaking side of the internet. They will never, ever need, or are required, or are entitled to your problem. It is yours, not everyone else's. Importance is relative. A topic could be valid and important to you. You might have struggles, you might go through things as a culture, and that's valid, that's okay. You have a valid reason to be sentimental about this topic. But importance is relative. Once you left your little corner, it starts losing importance to other people. It can still be important to you, but you cannot force it upon everyone else. That's the reality and the adult way of the world. I'll leave you with this. How important do you think this whole thing is for someone in the country of Myanmar? Not at all, I can promise you. Not at all. And if you aren't aware of what's happening in Myanmar, yet demand the world understand your suffering, then you're just ignorant and suffering from main character syndrome. That's all. I believe there's a lot of black people who did not appreciate this thing happening, and I feel very bad for them. It is insane that I have to make a point to say that. I'm not against black people. Everyone is human to me. Everyone is equal and human to me. I'm not against anyone. I'm just against people who are screaming and yelling. Some issues are important and sensitive to you. I understand that. Some issues are important and sensitive to me as well. I sympathize with that. I understand that. You cannot force 99% of the world to care about what you care. I would like to remind people again of the frog in the well analogy. The analogy of a frog who lives in a well and thought that's all there is to the world, and it thought that it knows everything about the world already. Think about that. Again, to a lot of Americans out there, I'm not attacking you. I know you and me, we understood each other's and we stand on the same ground. Again, I love you guys. I'm just reminding the people screaming on Twitter. Yeah? Bro Yasumi.